Welcome, a Cheeseworks production tonight at Valley Speedway for the big 50-lapper featuring the POWRi Valley Outlaw Sprint Cars. We have 23 cars here tonight, including defending POWRi War Champion Riley Kreisel, the POWRi Valley Point Leader Wesley Smith, and Wyatt Burks, your Iowa Sprint Car Point Leader. Cars are warming up for this first heat race. Christopher Parkinson will start on the pole. Christopher is a former POWRi War Sprint Car Champion. Kyle Lewis on the outside in the 14K. We have Michael Moore in the 21M and Casey Llewellyn in the 85 with Samuel Wagner in the 73 in fifth starting spot and Brock Elliott in the 75. And in the last row, we have Casey Baker Tribble in the number 9 and Chris Morgan in the 81A from Topeka. So we're coming down for the start of this first heat race, 8 laps. We have 7 cars. Christopher Parkinson takes the lead from the get-go. It's Parkinson running down low. He has the lead. Coming down the backstretch, Michael Moore in second. And we have Sam Wagner in third with Chris Morgan now taking over the 4th spot. Christopher Parkinson running about midway through the track. He's got the lead over Samuel Wagner. Michael Moore in second, Sam Wagner in third, but here comes Chris Morgan on the inside. Morgan going for third spot and gets it. Chris Morgan, earlier a winner in Iowa Sprint League action at Bethany, is running third. It's still Parkinson in first. Michael Moore in second, Chris Morgan in third, Samuel Wagner in fourth, and now Casey Baker has taken over the 5th spot. Christopher Parkinson with about an 8-car length lead, leading Michael Moore. And then it's Chris Morgan, Samuel Wagner, and Casey Baker, along with Kyle Lewis and Brock Elliott. It looks to be all Christopher Parkinson in this first heat race. The driver from Gladstone, Missouri, out in the lead. We've still got Michael Moore in second, Chris Morgan in third, and Sam Wagner in fourth. Casey Baker is gaining on Sam Wagner, though. We're coming down. Christopher Parkinson takes the white flag. We have Michael Moore in second, Chris Morgan in third. 4th place, Samuel Wagner. In 5th place is Casey Baker. Coming out of 4 for the last time, taking the checkered flag, it's Christopher Parkinson over Michael Moore, Chris Morgan, and Casey Baker, who may have nipped Sam Wagner at the finish line. Good first heat race for Christopher Parkinson, your 2014 War Sprint Car Champion, winning that heat over Michael Moore. Chris Morgan, an earlier winner in Iowa Sprint League action. Casey Baker Tribble and Sam Wagner rounding out the top 5. All right, Ray Cunningham here at Valley Speedway for heat number 2 of the big special 50-lap event here. We have a powerhouse on this front row tonight. We have Riley Kreisel, your defending POWRi War Champion, alongside Wesley Smith, the POWRi Valley Point Leader. In the second row, we have Brad Wyatt of Kearney, Missouri. And we also have Mitchell Moore, a former POWRi War Champion. In the third row, we have Lane Stone and Quentin Benson, your runner-up last year in POWRi War. And then rounding out this heat race is Tyler Burton and former track champion Chad Ty. Coming down the straightaway for the start, Riley Kreisel low, Wesley Smith high. Wesley Smith takes over the lead, Kreisel in second. Brad Wyatt third. Mitchell Moore has now taken over the 3rd spot from Brad Wyatt. Quentin Benson running 5th. Wesley Smith up at the top. He's running the cushion, and so is Riley Kreisel. Then we have Brad Wyatt and Mitchell Moore looking for a way around Wyatt with Quentin Benson running 5th. Lane Stone in 6th. Chad Ty in 7th. Wesley Smith, his first race since crashing in Knoxville, but the car looks fast tonight, the helm number 12. We also have Riley Kreisel in second. Mitchell Moore got rooted out of the way And now he's dropped back to sixth spot. We're back to the front with Wesley Smith leading over Riley Kreisel. Quentin Benson now running third, with Brad Wyatt in fourth, Lane Stone in fifth, and Mitchell Moore in sixth place. Wesley Smith holding the advantage over Kreisel. Smith running at the top. We've got Kreisel running in the top in 1 and 2. And then in third place, Quentin Benson. Fourth place, Brad Wyatt. It looks like Tyler Burton spins out, but he keeps the car going in the 03. Wesley Smith laps him. He's your leader. Riley Kreisel in second. And Quentin Benson in third, with Brad Wyatt in fourth. This is all Wesley Smith. He's got about a 10-car length lead as they take the white flag. Smith coming around. He's going to win this second heat race. Riley Kreisel will come home in second. Quentin Benson will be third, with Brad Wyatt in fourth, Lane Stone in fifth, along with Mitchell Moore in sixth, and Chad Ty in seventh. That was an exciting second heat race that featured Wesley Smith in his first action after crashing at Knoxville 2 weeks ago in the Corn Belt Nationals. He looked very fast in that heat. Riley Kreisel also looked good in the Rick and Deb Smith 90, finishing in second place. A good run by both of those cars. And we'll be back with heat number 3 in a moment. All right, and we're back for heat race number 3 here at Valley Speedway for the special 50-lapper tonight for POWRi Valley Outlaw Sprint Cars. We're in heat number 3. We've got Brian Beebe on the front row with Ryan Kent. Then we have Gunnar Ramey driving the second entry for Smith Kreisel Racing. Then Jack Wagner driving for Hockett Racing. Jason Billups in row 3. With Cody Baker and starting scratch, Wyatt Burks, your Iowa Sprint Car point leader. And they take the green flag. Brian Beebe out front, but Ryan Kent immediately takes the lead. Now it's Jack Wagner coming from third to first over Ryan Kent. And then Gunnar Ramey with Brian Beebe, Cody Baker, and Wyatt Burks rounding out the top 6. Cody Baker gets into fourth place, takes over, and Wyatt Burks also takes over. And so they're now running in the top 5. Jack Wagner continues to lead. He's got about a 4-car length lead over Ryan Kent, with Gunnar Ramey in third, Cody Baker fourth, and Wyatt Burks in 5th place, along with Brian Beebe in 6th. Jack Wagner running the cushion, coming out of turn 2 in the Jesse Hockett Racing 77. He's followed by Ryan Kent. And now brouhaha going on between Cody Baker and Wyatt Burks. Wyatt Burks splits 2 cars, takes over third place. Cody Baker 4th. 5th place is Gunnar Ramey. Wyatt Burks has now come from scratch to third. Jack Wagner still leading by a sizable margin. Ryan Kent in second. Wyatt Burks in third place with Cody Baker fourth. 5th place Gunnar Ramey, and 6th place Brian Beebe with Jason Billups rounding out the field. Jack Wagner is out front by a sizable margin over Ryan Kent, but Wyatt Burks is tracking down Ryan Kent for second. He's running third, but it's the white flag lap. I don't think he's going to get to him. 4th place is Cody Baker. As Jack Wagner coming out of turn 4, he'll take the third and final heat. Ryan Kent beats Wyatt Burks by about 3 car lengths. And then Cody Baker in 4th. 5th place is Gunnar Ramey. 6th place, Brian Beebe. And 7th place, Jason Billups here in heat number 3. A great run by Jack Wagner in the Jesse Hockett Racing 77. Ryan Kent was able to hold on to second, but Wyatt Burks, fast charging from the scratch position, winds up in third. And Cody Baker, who's won many races here at Valley in the past, he's 4th, with Gunnar Ramey, the 16-year-old micro driver, coming home in 5th place.
Ninth row inside Mitchell Moore in the 51. Kyle Lewis outside of him in the 14. Looks like we're going to get a green flag. Hammer time! King of Kansas City. Out in front. Jack Wagner. Hall in the mail. 50 lap feature. Wyatt Burks closing that gap behind the leader. Jack Wagner, Wyatt Burks. Chris Parkinson has fallen back to 5th. Quentin Benson in 3rd. Pitching it hard into the corner. Jack Wagner leads this event. Now in 4th place, I see Wesley Smith in that helm number 12. Excellent race so far this evening in the Valley POWRi Outlaw Sprints. Wesley Smith trying to move up. He's on the top side of the racetrack. Jack Wagner hanging tough on that high side. It's working for him as he's in some traffic. Putting down the 14, Wyatt Burks goes around. Jack Wagner out in front. There goes Wyatt Burks this time, getting around the 14 of Kyle Lewis. Yellow flag flies. We got entanglement down in 3 and 4, right smack in the middle. That's all the pressure behind him. Quentin Benson in 2nd, Wesley Smith in 3rd. Here comes the green flag. Yes, sir. We're flying around Valley Speedway. '77, Jack Wagner out in front. Quentin Benson in 3rd. Wesley Smith has fallen back. Quentin Benson in 2nd. In 3rd now, Chris Parkinson. Kansas City driver, born and bred, in 3rd place. '03 once again on the backstretch in the infield. Out of the action. As we go to 25 laps, we'll stop. Jack Wagner Wagner, 77, 15B in second. Third place, the 65 of Parkinson. Riley Kreisel flying around the racetrack on the top side at number 90. He wants this win bad. Oh, we got a spin down in one. Trouble, capital T. Green flag flies. Jack Wagner's off to the lead. Second place, Quentin Benson. Chris Parkinson in third. Riley Kreisel way up at the top. Hard charging into third. Kreisel running that top rim. This guy is spectacular. He goes from fourth to third. From third to fourth. Now he sees Parkinson making some room. He tries a different line. That car of Kreisel is one to watch. Jack Wagner still your leader. Chad Ty slowing way down. Riley Kreisel battling with Parkinson. Here comes Chris Morgan to battle with them both. Excellent race for third position. 3 for 3. Parkinson dealing well with the race confusion at the moment. Dusty conditions in turn 4. Yellow does come out. I believe this is the 25 lap point. The drivers will stop. Mandatory stop on the front stretch. Competition yellow, we call it.
We got Jack Wagner here, and right now Jack's leading this here King of Kansas City with these sprint cars. Jack, man, front row starting spot, but boy, every restart you are just jumping out there and going.
You sure I'm jumping on them? I really do feel like they're right on my butt. Running the bottom here at Valley, you just got to hit your marks every time. So critical just to hit your bottoms. 3 and 4, I think is where I'm just struggling most, but it could be where I'm getting it. You never know. I haven't seen anybody show me a nose just yet, but I know somebody's back there. Somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to rip the top, say Cody Baker or Riley Kreisel or somebody like that, but this car feels really good right now. Making a few adjustments. We know this track's going to get slicker. We know that we've been to Valley a couple times, but still a little bit tweaks. We'll go out there and see if we can finish off this race.
Like I say, looked like you were creeping through 3 when you were coming out of turn 4. I thought, man, he looks like he's almost stopped. Is it really that slow in the car?
It almost does feel like that slow in the car. You almost go to an absolute complete stop just to make sure, okay, is my left rear in that grip? How far is my right rear out of the grip? You just have to be patient with it. That's the name of this game.
So far, perfect, man. Keep it up, and hopefully we'll see you in the winner's circle at the end. You're sweating, man. I mean, you are wet.
Hey, I'm sweating, but this 77 JHR KZ Platinum car is working right now. We're going to make it all the way to the main.
Let's go get him, man. Stay with.
Absolutely.
We got second place here, Quentin Benson. Quentin, man, it's just a struggle out there, it looks like, to find any bite.
Man, I tell you what, there ain't a whole lot out there, but we're real close on it right now, and I think if we tinker on it a little bit, we'll find just enough to sneak up front.
I presume you guys can make some changes except for tires.
Yep, anything but changing rubber. You can do anything you can get done in this amount of time.
You think you're going to be able to do anything, or maybe it might be a slide job in our future?
With it being around the bottom, it's going to get pretty rough if we start sliding many people, but maybe we can sneak up under him off the corner, and that's just probably going to be how we have to do it tonight.
If he just misses one corner, maybe you can get it in there, but you got to be close enough to do that. So far, it looks like he's been keeping about a 2, 3, 4 car length lead.
Yeah, I ain't been close enough just yet, but hopefully we make the right turns on these wrenches and we close that gap up a little.
Quentin Benson, second place right here, right now at the King of Kansas City. Quentin, stay with it, man. You're looking good.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it.
Chris Morgan running fourth, I believe, behind Parkinson. Man, you've come up quite a ways.
Well, I actually fell back there early. We're just way too free, so we're trying to tighten it up and see what happens here in the second round. Hopefully we win enough. That or we went too much and we screwed ourselves. We'll see what happens.
Get the shadow off your face. But you've been trying that top side a little bit. Of course, you snuck under, I think it was Burks or Kreitzel, I can't remember, for fourth. But is that top side going to work at all?
There's a curb to lean on. It's a lot of powder coming off, so it makes it tough to get bike coming off. But like I said, we were free, so maybe if we got it tightened up and we get some drive coming off, we can make it in. We can make it work on entry. Well, we just don't know if we can get off on exit. So hopefully it changes we made will get us off exit. We can probably use top and bottom.
That's what it looked like with Kreitzel. Man, he couldn't get off 2 and he couldn't get off 4. He could get in there and get around the corner, but just couldn't get off of it. But, man, we got 25 laps left. Hopefully making the right change.
Yeah, we're starting over now, so we'll see if we got it this time.
Chris, go with it, man. Riley, you've been up on that high side. Riley Kreitzel, by the way. I think you're running fifth now, I think. But you were up on that high side, and Morgan got under there. It kind of cost you one. But, boy, you had some good runs up there.
Yeah, early the top was kind of the place to be. The bottom was really heavy. They were getting kind of locked down on it. The top's kind of going away. The bottom's coming back. But, we're going to try a few things here and see if we can't make it come back in.
You going to try that top side? You going to stay up there and ride with it, or follow them guys around the bottom, hope for a mistake?
You can't pass them if you're following them. So we're just going to go where they're not and see if we can pick up a few more.
Stay with it, man. Looking good up there. Like I say, you had a couple of good runs. Looked like you just couldn't get off 2 and 4. You could get in there good, but you just couldn't get up.
Yeah, I could get in better than they could get in on the bottom, but off it's just a little tricky. So we're going to figure that out a little bit here and see if we can move forward.
Stay with it, man. You're hanging in there. Go with it. We'd like to see you in winners.
Thank you.
Gotta go win.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chris running third, man. Just kind of hanging in there around that bottom. Is that going to be for this last 25? Is it going to pay off down there? I mean, you can't pass them if they're right in front of you.
No, just making it the first 25 and make adjustments to the car. I think everybody was just kind of biding their time. But, somebody might get it rolling around the top. But, it's so far around right now and it's so slick. I think it's just going to be patience is a virtue on the bottom right now. So that's what I think.
Like I say, just wait for somebody to mess up or hopefully you can get under them.
Yeah, you just need to be there when they mess up. The bad thing was I was a little free coming off, so I couldn't really be there with them when they were messing up. But we're going to tighten it up a little bit and see if we can get a little better.
Okay. Chris Parkinson, third place here so far at the halfway point of the King of Kansas City. Chris, we'd like to see a hometown guy win this.
I sure would, too. Thanks.
Have some fun, man.
Thanks, man.
Green flag flies. There's Kreisel up on that top side. Back in 5th or 6th. Way up on top, Jack Wagner. Way on the bottom, your leader. All the drivers going to the bottom. The top is just about completely gone away. Kreisel still milking out that top side for all it's worth. He's in 6th. Chris Parkinson down on the bottom, going into 3 and 4. He's in 3rd. Jack Wagner protecting that lead. He's still setting the fastest times on the track. Chris Parkinson now with a 16.471. If he could just get out in front. Parkinson as quick as anybody. Classics July race. Dust coming up off the track. Still excellent track conditions. If they get too low, the dust comes off the infield. Quentin Benson in second behind Wagner. Heck of a run by Benson. Yellow flag comes out. Trouble. 3091 car in the back. We'll have to go to the back for sure. As up front the green flag flies, Jack Wagner. Quentin Benson, a solid second by that driver. Top two drivers right on their marks. Every lap consistent. Parkinson back there in striking position. In the 65, he is in third. Quentin Benson giving a glimmer of hope for Parkinson to get underneath. A little bit of dust to deal with down there. It's going to be a man-sized race. Jack Wagner out in front. I'm checking on the 12 car of Wesley Smith. He's fallen way off the pace. I do not think Wesley Smith will be a contender. Here we go, Quentin Benson getting more and more aggressive as he is in second, waiting for Wagner to make a mistake. Chris Morgan up on top, running that shelf. Morgan in the 81 appears to be able to pass the 65 of Parkinson off the top. Chris Morgan now in third. Morgan going for second, going for the lead. Watch that top groove car. Chris Morgan. He is way up there now. He's headed for the lead. Wagner on the very bottom. Briefly in the lead, Chris Morgan, Topeka, Kansas driver, running the very top rim around Valley Speedway. There's nothing up there. Chris Morgan now in the lead. Quentin Benson now in second. Wow, what a race. We've got 40 laps, 10 to go. Chris Morgan comes out of nowhere. He's leading this event. For the lead. Quentin Benson battling with Chris Morgan. Benson way on the bottom, Morgan way on that ragged edge to high side of the racetrack. How's this for excitement? Jack Wagner in third. We've got about 8 laps to go. That bottom's starting to work for Quentin Benson. He's now your leader. Chris Morgan running out of topside. Look at this race for the lead. Fantastic. Gonna be one to watch on Cheeseworks video to see the replay of this one tonight. Quentin Benson on the bottom, Chris Morgan on the top. Can they do this side by side the rest of this race? Who's gonna win? I would think the top side will wear out any minute. Here comes the white flag. We'll see if the top side of this racetrack will take another lap. Chris Morgan working that top side. Now there's lap cars involved. This is the final lap. Chris Morgan way up on the rim. Now a yellow flag comes out. Morgan had it won. It's not over yet. A yellow comes out. We're going to have to do a restart on this. No, when I'm walking down. As soon as I leave this door. Green flag, white flag, final lap. Chris Morgan running that ragged edge on top. He's got a half a lap to make that work. Checkers are going to fly. Who's the king of Kansas City? Oh, man alive! Track officials have determined Chris Morgan. We're going to go downstairs. Looks like Chris Morgan's the king of Kansas City. Yeah, let's make this picture great. Making America's racing photos great again. Yeah, that's what we're doing. One of those pictures you can't see the car. Gotta love that. Chris Morgan so happy. Man, is this guy beaming. We're going to see if we can talk to him here in Victory Lane. Wow. What a run, man. I wish you could have seen that from upstairs. Chris Morgan, you had a bad wreck here a couple of years ago. How does it feel to be back here on top? You are the king of Kansas City.
It's an awesome track. I know we had an incident here, but it had nothing to do with the racetrack and facility. This track puts on one of the best race surfaces. I don't know if anybody came out and watched that midget deal last week, but they reworked it. Made this track good for 2 nights, and tonight it was great also. To have 2 lines of racing like that in this kind of heat, that's unbelievable.
Well, it was an unbelievable job by you, my friend. You took the win. Did you know anybody was going to give you a race to the finish? Did you feel pressure there at the end?
Sure, that was Quentin Benson there beside me. I wasn't 100%. It was a white car, but we ran neck to neck there. He actually got out in front of me a little bit, and I just told myself to calm down, get the tires back underneath it, and then we drove back by him. And then I seen the spin, and I knew it was going to be a green-white checkered deal, and I was like, man, we got to go through all that again. And he showed me a wheel again, and I actually spun the tires a little bit coming off before, and I thought he had us there, but luckily we held on.
Wow, it was a great finish for you. There is a contingency booklet for you. Congratulations. Good to see Chris Morgan back in Victory Lane here at Valley Speedway.